renowned electrician who sells. You would like to know his perception about parents. So make sure you like, subscribe, and then comment on it. What you think about parents?
Okay, if I would have to talk about parenthood, first of all, maybe I will give some brief explanation about it, which is the state of being a parent. Yeah, parenthood is about the state whereby you are now giving birth to, now you are parenting them. But let me put it in two forms: responsible and irresponsible parenting. Responsible is a point whereby the kids you give birth to, you know them, you take care of them, their health is your concern, and you make time for them, much more to you will have to understand them and give them a space until they grow to become who they are. First of all, you are the picture that your children will represent tomorrow. So the life or the kind of person you want them to be should be you, because you are like a God to them from the beginning until they discover God themselves. Yeah. So in all these things, your care, your love, your closeness with them much more matters to the kids as they begin their lives. But when it comes to the irresponsible parenthood, this is whereby you begin to show them the picture where society will not love. For example, a parent who has forgotten about God, who will not teach his kids about the God he serves, putting up some precious values in those kids. So you see them filled up with maybe drinking, smoking, doing all sorts of bad things around. And once you put that kind of picture paintings before the kids, when you ask them to draw their future, exactly you is what they will draw. And I don't think any society is going to develop or be better with this kind of people. I'm not saying people who are drunkards are not good, no. But if we want a solid society where we can have development and a future for the unborn generations, the picture right lies on the parents. The character you portray before these kids, how you talk, how you relate to others, how you behave. In fact, everything about you is exactly what they become.
So thank you very much for the word of advice. I also want to know what fatherhood is.
Wow. When you ladies are celebrating Mother's Day, you enjoy it more than when we are celebrating Father's Day. Anyway, that's just by the way. In the first place, a father should be someone who has to represent God. Let's say when God created someone like himself, he was a man. So that kind of attitude is in every man, which makes them become a head in every family. So to be a father, it means you are a husband, and a husband is a caretaker. So to be called a father, you must have an offspring. If you don't have an offspring, likely you cannot be called a father. But well, others too can be a father through adoption, or maybe I'm staying with you, with your parents, or with just as a guardian. Whilst I am there, I serve as a father, playing the roles of fatherhood in one's life. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go a little bit into your personal life, if that will not be a problem.
No problem.
So I want to know the experience you've had as a father and how you took it. Was it smooth? Was it rough? How were you able to cope with that feeling?
Honestly, being a father is not easy. Let's say for me. Yeah, but God has always been graceful and merciful to me. You know, sometimes when it comes to your kids and your wife, maybe what to eat in the house, you are the only one serving as a pivot where everything is turning on you. So you have to think about all of them. If you have for example, I'm having 4 kids. It's my responsibility to think about them, their schooling, and their mother too is in school. So it's not always smooth. It's most at times tough and rough. But I always win coming out or emerging up victorious because of God. Yeah. So it's not easy.
Okay. Yeah, let's make it more personal here.
Right.
So the first day you received your firstborn, how was this experience like?
How did I feel? Like that was beautiful. If I remember, that was almost 20 years ago. So thank you. It was one Saturday when I realized my wife was in labor, and already went into covenant with God about the birth of that child. I told God, I don't want my wife to go to the hospital. I wanted to deliver in the house, though she has not delivered before. So around this time in the afternoon, it became so tough. And then my dad was like, go and look for a taxi, let's send your wife to hospital. So I left the house as if I'm going to look for a taxi, but I went hiding somewhere and crying to God. So before I returned, someone met me on the road and said, there's good news, oh, you had a bouncing baby. But I was like, wow. So my first joy and expression goes to God. I was like, hey, you put my enemies to shame. Yeah, so when I came to the house, wow, very nice baby. I was so happy. So it's good. Yeah.
So what are some challenges you faced as a father, and how were you able to overcome them? I heard you when you were talking, you were like, your wife is also in school. So wondering how you and father is taking to 4 years without the woman being around. Like, how is that challenge?
This challenge to human is tough, but to God it was possible. You know, the challenging side most, when we talk of financial side, it's really tough. Yeah, it's really tough. It looks like things are not working the way you plan out. And this one calls school fees, this one calls school, feeding fee, this one calls. But the most challenging of all is that the last born is just about a year coming to 2. So I have to be taking care of that one myself. Bath, sometimes I have to carry her the bag, cuddle her to sleep whilst you're at work. And I'm also a pastor, so sometimes you have to go to a program where to put her, you have to carry her along, and it's really challenging. But all the same, to be a man you must be strong. So God is with me. Yeah.
But you've really been a good
We thank God for that. Yeah.
So I want you to look into the camera and advise this upcoming teenagers who are able to give birth. And these are upcoming parents who sometimes find people to continue because of some challenges they face. So we want I'm looking for you to use this opportunity to advise them out there.
Wow, that's good. Fellow fathers and men out there, you know, it's not easy being a man, but this is my little advice. Don't be a man if you are not ready, and don't be a father if you are not ready, because society is not looking for people who will not lift their nations. When we look at other developed nations, they are still going ahead, and we are now developing. So we will need people whose minds are at home and who want the good of their nation. Nations are not built in a day, it is built gradually. So we today hand over the batons to the next generation, and they will have to hand it over to the next. So whatever we do today will reflect in our tomorrow's life. If we deem it to leave a good legacy behind, and our kids carry the same. So these young, let's say the young ones out there, please, before you give birth, be a man. And before you father a child, be a husband. That means marriage is not for boys, it is for men. When you are a boy and you go out there and get someone pregnant and you are not ready, you are just going to trouble your life. sometimes if you are not careful, you may deny the lady who's offering, cursing you there, or you may even end up killing yourself, or you may. Yeah, so don't get involved if you are not ready to be a father, because being a father is not something on a silver platter, and no society is looking for vagabonds. Likewise, no society is looking for foolish fathers, and we must be responsible at all times. Remember, when you become a father, you have so many responsibilities: health, food, and all other things. Worst of all, when you are not working, you are finished. In fact, you are completely finished. So, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
And God
you
bless
very
you.
much for making a time out of the position to have this conversation with us. We are really grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, Papa, so good afternoon.
Kasadi.
So, I'm Randa from Corporate Student. I'm here to interview a mother on parenthood, the idea of parenthood, the challenges and the advice you can give your husband. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe, like and comment on this video. Thank you. So, ma'am, please, our first question, I want to know more about parenthood, challenges about parenthood and stuff. So our first question is, what is parenthood?
Say a classic parents with the hair papa, any mammy, any parents. Say, Obenium, who are ban Obenium, who are who could, papa or ban and a parents with a colana bum.
So we want to ask again what motherhood is.
Say a classic mammy and a batampa, and tapani mamma, one year send swimming. Fan say 1 year said they 1 up to 9 months. Yeah, come 40 weeks in your nest. I come 40 weeks. I'll go call until you labor on the crowd labor bed and so and easy. And also come now. Ooh, a buffy. Maybe a son of Juna, my firstborn. And now Juna, our woman experience about anything. And no penny for me firstborn. Hey, near bedroom, my bracelet, I warn Kamu Mantinianda, now your bedana drag, or let's see one that. Or no, near no Becca Saturday. As a many arches, but as I do baby, no nothing, Mira was a oh, my name dear Hano. It's at a tea woman, Ubani Yari, or soon, Unim dear, no now, Punda, and also they are at tea. My first experience is the vie akolano ni sunu ni yare and I do even say oyare sign be anyone obetro say ni ti anamiyem e bia sunu and I say me ni nurse ni hu say bia ne hu ba bia yeshi no so akwa ndi opeso oyare and e bia me bo ni so say no wa yeshi na me parents bia amani bi na apart from say me nurse me ni experience bia na my first child na fe dia na jubia no osu anata mama bra meda na fe no osu na mafa no minim dia meye no.
Okay, like you said, you are a nurse, so I want to know how you manage your work and at the same time cater for the kids, because I know you're a mother of 4, so how you manage, and I know you have your own clinic too, so how do you manage the clinic and at the same time cater for your kids, making sure they are growing up to be a mature
my wife, you fancy me third born and son and my clinic. The first born me no. Now me a nurse me we na me a role nurse. It's not person me briefing. It's me who yana. The first month na kwenya by say me come living school. It's me kwa na me be shemechi. Me sorry am wa che dware na kola ne shemechi. Na me kita me breast pump. Say me anti me drew adwuma ma lady bi e wo ho a wo ton provisions. Na say me da kola no koja. Me adwuma kakra say me bere. ba fe to da bi so a no function na ya enyinya nte se me besisa me ma no se me nya kwan a ama rubber shoe people na me de America akokwan no akoma akola na ba me ba na ba start be 6 months or na se no afi de me free ejuma mu asa me kono me ba na aye fi na ta dia sha no yen sisa no na afi de na ha me nti da kro na bia ya me fa aso na me fa ka no na me nim se home care bi wo wa I be free outside or share kola ofuro nti me twem na mama na afre me say oh me last born boy ne de bia utwem o se me nton oba no ma no na ofendi agro na me bisa wo ye dwuma we he na mso me nurse na me kwa dwuma wa hase no so ko betimi de oba no abeto ho se de me ba no kra pe akola na asem de dante no de fa no bejaye ko ba na so na so me obeji so wonje hwe nti e ho no na bo ame ana afa de obenyi du be 1 year ese me ma no nya school bi ko ti se me wo morning a me free 8 na ma ba 3 o'clock nti e bo be 2:30 na ma free dwuma abesi akọ school no ma akọ fa me ba na ba de mo anye dot me ka me bi ba ba o ti na me di na si ada me work am ana se me di na to be bi me ye bi aduane nso me re aduane ani papa nso ba ti ano nso no.
We want to know one challenge you've experienced as a mother. How you
Say obai ko school wa pamba ebi a homework ana opese on tina se sua de na oso wo sua the first born baby no ni ni nchenti na chiba ne ye bema on de na samo on sua eno so ye di me free akra ha kokwa me dan so bro ha fo Hausa for ni Janfo no the bicycle no akọ ro mi me hwehwe na obeba be ye no onye ade be centimeter me bono me bro na pa so ye be ma da che on be so fie no ma anye ne sa embo am because oba ne de be du be ma ba be ware na akọ me ne pe ne be ka fi ma titi ni die ama wanya bi be bia ba da chi e be to no de na ni papa so ni won ti mama ma ni anye de won so me nya de me pese that chumba be ya mama.
And then you were a great mother, despite the father not being around, and you standing your ground as a strong woman to make sure your child is on the right path. You believe that well, because you deserve a house.
Thank you.
So we also want to know that is it every woman that can be a mother?
Me obia ni na adwo. Me ma adwo nkyere say oba bia ntini nyo mada yenka se oba bia na se wo wonti e bia ye mada e bi be wo wonfa ne ba no ho obi timi wu 2-3 days ana 1 month na obeja wo papa so to be timi afro mo se mada e se question ya obisa me ko tu o mu bi na obisa na obetu tu papa because wonye e bi da nti me for me my side make I say enye oba bia na ye mada.
We also want to know the advice we give to single mothers and teenage girls who are trying to maybe get pregnant and have a kid.
That's it. Single mother no, that doesn't mean say that's your end oba. Say won't me show back papa ni mi wo sikasi oba ukunu ni wa say we eju. Oba bia say we. Unni ejuma ya. Bibia yeska. Obenya ska no ndia ka. Okosko obenya twa no school fees. Obenya katale ama. Na didie mpo. Na obeka say bia wo yare. Nti oba bia say we eju. Na mo a fe na mo ba. School na uko. Ejuma na usu. So ma wani ko say we die nti a onye ma o ma me na o papa. So da chi no. Nti say o ma wani da ho. Ni suani na da chi. Na we ye ne na feeling oh me ya ti ya be nyina do say I want to make kasama me ti ase e bi ti me ba kitwa no motumba na oso wonsa na oto ni mo nsa na me nya di so wala di das me ma ne nyina yin ai ka drama
That's a pa so it nya da ji ne ye bi make sure
you so me das because school mo ahia de
come